Howdy rowdies, just Andy here, checking in with you to let you know the results of my 1 week test challenge for the Bearded Pup. For this test challenge, I had 4 separate oils, and the one in white is the Suit and Tie, the red one is the Home Wrecker, and then I had 2 of his fall scents. The one in the blue is the Dark Amber, and this one right here is the Spice Cider. Bearded Pup does not offer butter during the summer months. Instead, he has his what he calls styling cream, and again, this is the Suit and Tie and the Home Wrecker. And I also had his co-wash, which was in the waterfall scent, and the wash, which was in the diesel scent. So starting off, you know what we do here, we test. All of the ingredients of each individual product are good and solid. There's nothing in there out of the ordinary. He uses jojoba, sweet almond, that sort of thing. Nothing in there that's going to be really irritating. I don't recall him having any castor or argan in there, so if you prefer the heavier side of medium oils, he won't give you that. It's overall a nice flowing feeling in the beard with the oils. The Home Wrecker and the Suit and Tie in particular, they both had about I put them at a 6 to 8 hour scent duration for me. The Dark Amber and the Spice Cider, however, were a little bit less long lasting, so they weren't quite as potent for those of you that concern yourself with that kind of thing. Overall, I have to say that the oils were rock solid. The packaging, the consistency from his normal scents, I would say is very consistent with an average to high end of average. Nothing in there that gave me anything to say, hey, you should avoid these guys. They had a great scent. It lasted a while. It still maintained that 2 to 4 foot range before you could really smell them, so you weren't filling up the room. The autumn scents, while they were both very enjoyable, just didn't last as long. But the Dark Amber in particularly, I really enjoyed that one. The Spiced Cider, it was nice. I tend to avoid food scents as a whole. This one led with apple, and the spice was just it was there in the background, but it was more apple, and it was nice and pleasant. So overall, on the oils, thumbs up. All right, so styling cream. I am a butter kind of guy. I am a whipped butter kind of guy. I really don't like to put wax in my beard. I'll get into that more in later videos, but given for what they were, they both performed well. Scents were a little bit lower than the oils, obviously. Both held up, given the conditions, they held up pretty well. They did not perform as badly as a balm would in 100-degree temperatures. So if you are someone that absolutely positively has to have a balm, and you are going to be in a very hot, humid environment, you will probably get better results out of Bearded Pup styling cream than you would one of your balms. Again, solid product. Not my personal cup of tea because of the environment I live in. But for you, I would say, yeah, I would give them a shot. Definitely. All right, so co-wash. Solid ingredients, good, consistent performance. The scent, I always do this whenever I get products. I always end up with one in the wash or the co-wash that I say, man, I wish I would have had that in oil. For me, that was Waterfall. This is a very pleasant scent. I'm not foolish enough to sit here and try to describe different cologne scents to you. Usually owners will put up, hey, this has bergamot, it has vanilla, it has whatever. He does more poetic type descriptions as opposed to, hey, this has this, this, and this in it. So I can't tell you exactly what kind of components it is, but it was a very nice, masculine, but not in your face scent. Definitely enjoyed this. If I order again, I would definitely go with the Waterfall and see how that goes. And then the wash, which was in Diesel. And again, nice, pleasant cologne scent. I did use it after the test concluded because I enjoyed it. So overall, good, solid products. I would definitely rock the shirt. However, one thing that I look at is I'm trying to, with what I am doing in my testing, is I'm trying to bring companies to you that I can say, okay, if the beard wars finally ended and there was only a few companies left, is this a company that would stand out, top shelf, end all be all? And unfortunately, I like them a lot. I wanted to love them. The scents are that good that I wanted to love him, but instead I have to like him. He's not really doing anything innovative. What he does very well. So I have to give him a final score of 7, unfortunately. He's one idea, maybe 2 ideas away from being able to break into that top shelf. And unfortunately, because there are so many companies out there, the market has a lot of those average to really, really good, but not quite great. You got to do something different, something unusual, something innovative in order to get into that upper echelon. So I have to say, very solid company, definitely average, on the high end of average. I don't want to say this is just plain Jane company. Ignore them. Not at all. I talked to Ron on multiple occasions. Ron's the owner. I skipped all of that. I'm sorry. Hi, this is Bearded Pup. They're out of Ohio. The owner's name is Ron. He's a good guy. He'll answer your questions on Instagram. He takes a lot of pride in what he does, and that shows in the craftsmanship. And I do think for most of the country, his styling cream would probably be a good option. So, and that's kind of, I'm erring on the side of recognizing my own confirmation bias. If this guy was out of the South, I would give him a tongue lashing. But because he's out of Ohio, which you guys might get a month of 90-degree temperatures. Man, come on, we get 6 months of 100-degree weather. It ain't the same thing. And you fellas in Arizona, shut up with that. Oh, but it's 140 degrees and there's 0 humidity. Come on, man. Come on. Really? Really? Come live in the swamps. I bet you'll leave. All right. Anyway, so that's all we got for today. I appreciate you guys. As always, if you have any questions, comment below. If you are on Instagram, please give me a follow, and I'll be glad to answer any questions. I'm usually pretty chatty. Not exactly brief with my answers, but I'll definitely answer your questions, or I will point you to someone that does know the answer to your question. If you enjoyed this content, please hit like. If you hated it, hit subscribe. If you want more, hit the little bell. I appreciate you. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.